So what are the kinds of things we do? Often we hear that from clients. What do we do, right? I mean, there's a few fundamental core things we do. Number one is skill set assessment. So soft skills, hard skills. Really, that's a fundamental foundation for a great career, is knowing yourself. An interesting study by Gallup looked at 1.2 million professionals across 60 countries. I think it was 99 companies they researched. A very large study called the Strength Finder study. And only 20% of professionals really knew their strengths, really knew their specific skill sets. So I'm all about helping our clients, an assessment. Let's really understand your skill set. Not what color are you, or what Myers-Briggs test did you do today, and what four-letter acronym you are, or you're green and therefore you should go do green jobs, right? But in a more robust way, what do you have to offer? What's your skill set? What are your soft skills? What are the elements you bring to the? What's your education? Looking at the what, and that helps with what we call career identity, figuring out the right path for you, and that's the foundation. So that's number one, is what. Same thing internally in organizations. Same thing. Ultimately, companies are asking the same thing. What skill sets do we have in our team, and how do we identify those, and how do we nurture the ones that we want to do? And we're all about strengths, not about weaknesses, although I think you need to pay attention to your weaknesses and understand those. So identifying, number one, core skill sets, and we've got a really interesting mix of tools and an architect, the way we've designed the program, that I think is really profound. We hear that from clients over and over again, that it's really well thought through. It's a number of elements to it. It's not just answer 100 questions, you should be a fireman or something like that. It's much more robust than that. So we look at the client very individually, but also multidimensionally. Soft skills, hard skills, context, education, all types of things. We do that. Second way we help is options. People are thinking about, okay, I know what my skill set is. What's the right path here? What are the options? So we have a career options tool set we use to help clients figure out, what do I do with my skills? What are the options? What are all the things? And I'm saying clients, it's not generally just one thing you can do with your skills. So we generally weren't just created to do one thing. You could do lots of different things. And so we need to figure out the range of options and contextualize that. So you might say, well, I'd love to be an astronaut, but maybe you don't want to spend the next 10 years, or maybe that's not meant what you meant to be. So you have to look at the options. And I call it, there's sort of two phases of that, evolution and revolution. So evolution being where you are and evolving, like maybe you're a finance person and thinking about, well, how do I use my finance skills in a different way? And revolution says, I ended up landing as a lawyer, and I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to go do, something completely different. How would I do that? And that's what revolution. So most of our clients are what I call evolutionary involved. But I think what's interesting about the career options process we take is we look at both options. Let's look at evolutionary options, revolutionary options, come with look at them. Third thing is, okay, now I know what it is. How do I actually get it? How do I find it? And that's where our whole job search campaigning, personal branding, helping a client, make wise decisions and go to market, their resume, interview coaching, job search coaching, networking, all the types of things you do to generate opportunity and land in the right situation, how to negotiate. So that's a big piece of what we do. And the fourth piece is landing. So you've landed. Now, how do you be successful at what you have? And I often say to clients, look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Really talented players, know what they're doing. Now they're on the team. They've got a coach. They've got somebody that can help them. It's an interesting stat. A professional HR association looked at people who had done coaching, and there's a 96% success rate when it's done right. So I think that there's a lot of value here. So that's individuals. On the corporate side, we get involved with similar things, helping identify leaders, helping to deal with people. Maybe you're restructuring and you think about how do I manage that. So we help with those types of things, outplacement, engagement services on the leadership side. So what are the leadership skills? And we have a process to evaluate them, come up with a plan and figure out how to implement that plan, and then help that person be successful on an ongoing basis. So we have lots of clients we talk to maybe once a month or once every 2 months, and they're just bouncing externally, and they're looking for that independent objective voice, not somebody in the organization, but somebody who could truly look at what they're wrestling with, and here's what I'm wrestling with. Did I make the right decision? What does it look like? And I always say to clients, you're not asking for us to make decisions for you, but you are asking us to help you with the decision making. So it's the concept of you're doing it for yourself, but not by yourself. And so that's really, I think, what I'm most proud about the what, is that I think it's a well thought out methodology, but then the way that we do it, we personalize it and having the one individualized coaching. So everything you do is one-on-one. It's not in a group setting. It's not, as I say, sitting around doing kumbaya or going on a webinar and answering, multiple choice type things. It's very, very personalized and very well thought through. And then we're continually going back to through the journey as we work through clients. So it's really neat to, as we see, we work with clients in multiple ways and seeing them evolve. It's fascinating work.